The glittering world of global pop music has always been far more than just catchy melodies, synchronized choreography, and dazzling outfits. It represents a grand, living tapestry of modern storytelling where the deeply personal lives of the world's biggest icons are routinely transformed into captivating public spectacles. For over 2 decades, the complex machinery of contemporary celebrity culture has thrived on the delicate, highly scrutinized balance between what an artist chooses to reveal behind closed doors and what the public desperately longs to uncover through the lens of the media. When a musical performer reaches the absolute stratosphere of cultural relevance, their heartbreaks, triumphs, personal transformations, and romantic journeys cease to belong solely to them as private individuals. Instead, these intimate human experiences become the essential raw material for stadium anthems, cinematic visual masterpieces, and elaborate theatrical narratives that resonate with millions of dedicated fans across every continent. Among the elite tier of artists who have mastered this unique form of creative alchemy, very few possess the innate instinct for grand spectacle and emotional resonance quite like Katy Perry. Throughout her illustrious and record-breaking career, the chart-topping powerhouse has consistently redefined the boundaries of what a pop performance can achieve, turning her own evolving personal narrative into a candy-coated, high-concept visual universe that captures the collective imagination of the public. From her early days of whimsical rebellion and guitar-driven pop rock to her evolution into a mature, globally recognized phenomenon, she has fundamentally understood that the concert stage is not merely a platform for vocal delivery, but a massive canvas for high drama, artistic catharsis, and profound self-expression. Every outfit choice, massive prop, and carefully timed visual cue in her productions is designed to convey a deeper meaning, leaving audiences analyzing every frame for hidden subtexts and subtle revelations about the woman behind the music. This fascinating, ever-evolving intersection of art, personal life, and intense public curiosity was on full display during a warm, unforgettable summer evening in northwestern Spain, where the historic and picturesque city of Santiago de Compostela temporarily became the undisputed epicenter of the international music world. The highly anticipated occasion was the O Son do Camino Festival, a massive, multi-day musical celebration that annually draws tens of thousands of passionate music lovers and travelers from all corners of the European continent to the rolling green hills and vibrant landscapes of the Galicia region. The atmosphere across the festival grounds was absolutely electric, heavily filled with the collective, vibrating anticipation of a diverse crowd waiting to witness one of the most defining and influential performers of the 21st century take command of the main stage. As a deep twilight settled over the expansive festival grounds, the sea of spectators stretched out as far as the human eye could see, their voices uniting in a powerful chorus of anticipation for the night's legendary headlining act. Moments like these are exactly where pop history is forged in real time, which is why viewers who love deep entertainment insights often ensure they are subscribed to this channel to never miss a single breakdown of these massive cultural events. On this particular Thursday, the gathered audience was fully prepared for a standard showcase of high-energy vocals, classic hits, and dazzling visual effects. But they had absolutely no idea that they were about to witness a deeply personal performance that would instantly reverberate across social media platforms and global news outlets within a matter of minutes. The stage was perfectly set for an unforgettable night of music, and as the opening notes of her beloved discography began to echo through the historic valley, the fragile boundary between a traditional pop concert and a deeply personal, highly strategic theatrical statement began to blur in the most spectacular and intriguing fashion imaginable. To truly understand and appreciate the immense weight and clever nuance of what transpired on that Spanish stage, one must first look back at Katy Perry's long-standing legacy as a pioneer of visual pop music, an artist who has spent her career utilizing oversized, surrealist stage props to tell deeply layered stories about fame, love, and resilience. Throughout her various record-breaking global tours and high-profile television performances, she has famously invited the public into her inner world through larger-than-life, cartoonish imagery. Whether she is dancing alongside comically uncoordinated costumed characters emerging victoriously from giant mechanical structures, or performing amidst whimsical, dreamlike landscapes that challenge the laws of reality. This signature, highly theatrical style has allowed her to address deeply emotional, sometimes painful personal themes with a refreshing sense of playful irony and emotional detachment, making the heavy, Often suffocating burdens of global fame and highly publicized romance feel accessible, uplifting, and thoroughly entertaining for the masses. As the festival concert progressed into its most high-octane and emotionally charged segment, the familiar, pulsating electronic rhythm of her acclaimed 2020 hit single, Never Really Over, suddenly filled the stadium air, prompting an immediate, deafening wave of euphoria and recognition from the massive crowd. The track itself, widely celebrated by critics and fans alike for its infectious production and poignant, deeply relatable lyrics regarding the inescapable gravity of past relationships and the immense difficulty of truly closing old chapters, provided the absolute perfect sonic backdrop for what was about to unfold before their very eyes. However, rather than simply delivering a standard, expected live rendition of the track, Perry and her creative production team unveiled a massive, state-of-the-art visual display that immediately and completely shifted the narrative tone of the entire evening, transforming the open-air festival stadium into an incredibly intimate arena of personal reflection, humor, and playful defiance. Suddenly, without any prior warning, a giant, hyper-realistic replica of a modern iPhone screen flashed across the colossal background monitors, instantly capturing the undivided attention and sparking the curiosity of every single person in attendance. The digital visual design was executed with absolute precision, perfectly mirroring the exact user interface that billions of individuals around the world interact with on a daily basis to manage their deepest personal connections, their private secrets, and their ongoing real-world conversations. As the music swelled and the lyrics of the song began to hit their emotional stride, this massive digital canvas began to behave erratically, simulating a rapid-fire barrage of incoming phone calls that seemed to intentionally disrupt the natural flow of the live performance. The stadium immediately fell into a state of intense collective intrigue as various names, recognizable initials, and contact labels began to illuminate the screen in rapid succession, teasing the gathered audience with a series of highly specific, unmistakable references that felt far too deliberate to be mere coincidence. It became instantly clear to the thousands of onlookers that this was not a random visual effect chosen from a stock production library, but rather a carefully choreographed, highly public confrontation with the digital Rolodex of the pop star's romantic past, presented directly in front of an international audience of tens of thousands of roaring fans and recording smartphones. The tension in the festival air was completely palpable as the crowd slowly began to realize they were watching a living, breathing timeline of high-profile celebrity relationships unfold in real time on the massive digital screen. Each ringing notification and incoming call indicator represented a separate chapter in a highly publicized life, creating an atmosphere of intense curiosity that hung heavy over the festival grounds, setting the stage for a dramatic resolution that would leave the entertainment world talking for days to come. As the massive digital iPhone screen continued to flash dramatically above the roaring crowd in Santiago de Compostela, the true depth and brilliant theatricality of Katy Perry's artistic statement began to unfold with absolute clarity, transforming a standard festival set into a high-stakes dramatic narrative. The giant screen, mimicking a private phone interface, became a living archive of her highly publicized romantic history, sending a shockwave of realization through the audience as specific names and highly recognizable initials began to light up the display in rapid succession. The first unmistakable notification to flash on the colossal screen belonged to none other than Diplo, the internationally acclaimed DJ and music producer with whom Perry shared a widely publicized romantic connection in the past. A relationship that was recently confirmed to the public by the music producer himself. The crowd erupted into a mixture of cheers and analytical murmurs as his name appeared, but the visual sequence was only just beginning to build its remarkable momentum, quickly escalating the collective tension within the stadium. Following the explicit nod to Diplo, the giant screen began to display a series of cryptic yet undeniably obvious initials, sending the thousands of gathered pop culture enthusiasts into a frenzy of immediate decoding and whispered speculation. The letters JM flashed prominently against the digital background, which the audience instantly recognized as a direct reference to the critically acclaimed singer-songwriter John Mayer, with whom Perry had famously shared an intense, highly scrutinized on and off relationship that captured the obsession of the global entertainment media for several years. Immediately afterward, the initials RB emerged on the screen, a clear and poignant nod to the British comedian and actor Russell Brand, to whom Perry was married during a whirlwind, deeply impactful period of her early career that ultimately ended in a highly publicized divorce. The crowd was already reeling from this rapid journey down memory lane when the screen delivered its most impactful and undeniable revelation, sending an absolute shockwave of energy through the entire festival grounds as two bold letters illuminated the display, OB. There was absolutely no doubt among the spectators that these specific initials represented Orlando Bloom, the beloved Hollywood actor globally celebrated for his iconic roles in epic cinematic franchises like Pirates of the Caribbean and The Lord of the Rings. What made this specific visual cue so incredibly potent and loaded with emotional weight was the fact that Bloom was not just another name from her distant past, he was her former fiancé, a man with whom she had spent nearly a decade building a life, a home, and a family. The sight of his initials flashing on the massive screen, grouped alongside her other historic exes, felt like a stunning, brilliantly executed public statement about the ultimate ending of one of Hollywood's most prominent power couples. The audience watched in absolute awe as Perry, standing center stage under the blinding spotlights, deliberately and coolly ignored every single one of these incoming digital calls from her past loves, completely refusing to engage with the ghosts of her romantic history as the pulsing rhythm of Never Really Over drove the performance forward. The deliberate rejection of the call from Obi felt particularly pointed, serving as a powerful, theatrical declaration of independence and closure that showed she had completely moved past the chapters of her life that were once defined by her relationship with the famous actor, to fully appreciate the sheer magnitude of this public gesture and the deep tension it generated across the music world. It is absolutely essential to understand the sheer scale and complexity of the historic relationship between Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Their highly publicized romance first ignited the imagination of the global public back in early 2016, when the two superstars crossed paths at a glamorous Golden Globes after-party, sparking immediate and intense romance rumors that sent the international media into overdrive. What followed was a classic, larger-than-life Hollywood love story that played out across the world's most exclusive red carpets, exotic vacation destinations, and high-profile industry events, capturing the fascination of millions of fans who viewed them as an absolute gold standard of celebrity romance. Like many high-profile relationships lived under the unrelenting, harsh glare of constant public scrutiny, their journey together was not entirely without its challenges and moments of transition. In 2017, the couple briefly captured headlines by announcing a temporary, amicable break in their relationship, a move that left many wondering if the flame had permanently burned out between the pop princess and the cinematic icon. However, demonstrating the deep emotional bond that existed between them, they successfully rekindled their romance a mere year later, proving to the world that their connection was strong enough to withstand the incredible pressures of their respective global careers. The ultimate high point of their rekindled romance arrived on Valentine's Day in 2019, when Bloom executed a spectacular, deeply romantic marriage proposal that culminated in a stunning multi-million-dollar unique engagement ring, a moment that Perry joyfully shared with her global fanbase. The relationship reached an even more profound milestones in August of 2020, amidst the global challenges of the era, when the couple welcomed their beautiful daughter, Daisy Dove, into the world, an event that seemed to permanently solidify their status as a deeply committed, loving family unit. For years, they appeared to be navigating the complex worlds of pop superstardom and Hollywood fame with remarkable grace, sharing sweet glimpses of their life together and seamlessly co-parenting Bloom's teenage son, Flynn, from his previous marriage to supermodel Miranda Kerr. This long, beautiful history is exactly why the global entertainment community was left completely stunned when prominent news outlets reported that the couple had officially decided to end their relationship after nearly 10 full years together. While reports consistently emphasized that the split was entirely amicable and that the two remained deeply dedicated to co-parenting their daughter with mutual respect, the end of a decade-long romance inevitably marked the closing of a massive, defining era in both of their lives. Seeing that entire 10-year journey reduced to a simple, unanswered incoming call icon with the initials OB on a Spanish festival stage created an unforgettable, heavy atmosphere of dramatic tension, leaving the audience completely transfixed as they realized they were witnessing the ultimate, definitive punctuation mark on a legendary Hollywood love story. The deliberate rejection of her past relationships on that colossal digital screen marked far more than a simple moment of concert choreography. It served as the dramatic catalyst for a stunning revelation that would completely redefine the narrative of Katy Perry's personal life. As the fictional incoming calls from her famous exes faded into the digital background, the giant iPhone screen suddenly lit up one final time with a brand new notification, displaying the initials JPAGT accompanied by a series of vibrant graphics. Unlike her cold, indifferent reaction to the previous notifications, the pop icon immediately flashed a brilliant, triumphant smile, confidently walking across the stage to symbolically accept this specific call as the entire festival crowd erupted into a deafening roar of realization and excitement. For the thousands of fans watching the spectacle unfold in real time, the meaning of those four letters was instantly clear, representing the definitive confirmation of her highly publicized, deeply fascinating new romance with Justin Pierre James Trudeau, the internationally recognized former Prime Minister of Canada. By contrasting the ignored calls of her past Hollywood romances with the enthusiastic acceptance of this new connection, Perry delivered a masterful, deeply personal piece of performance art that signaled to the entire world that she had officially and permanently stepped into a completely new chapter of her life. This dramatic on-stage moment effectively closed the book on her long, heavily scrutinized history with the entertainment industry's elite, replacing it with a high-profile, sophisticated international romance that bridges the glamorous world of global pop music with the distinguished spheres of world leadership and global diplomacy. The incredible journey that led to this spectacular public declaration first captured the intense curiosity of the international media back in July of 2025. Just a month after the public learned of her amicable separation from her longtime partner Orlando Bloom. Initial rumors of a surprising connection between the chart-topping singer and the charismatic Canadian political figure were initially met with widespread skepticism by the public, with many assuming it was merely a temporary friendship born out of high-profile charity galas or international cultural events. However, the true depth and serious nature of their blossoming relationship became undeniable in December of 2025, when the couple chose to take their romance completely public by sharing a series of intimate, highly aesthetic photographs from a deeply romantic winter getaway to Tokyo, Japan. The beautifully captured images, which quickly went viral across multiple social media platforms, showed the pair exploring the historic streets, enjoying world-class cuisine, and looking completely captivated by one another's company far away from the regular pressures of their demanding careers. This internet-breaking revelation was soon followed by their first official, highly anticipated joint red carpet appearance earlier this month at the prestigious Tribeca Film Festival, where they stood side by side before a massive wall of flashing cameras radiating absolute confidence, elegance, and mutual adoration. Watching Katy Perry transition from the turbulent world of temporary pop star romances into a steady, dignified partnership with a globally respected political figure has been nothing short of fascinating for fans and media analysts alike. Representing a profound evolution in her personal journey, to truly appreciate why this transformation matters so deeply, one must look at the remarkable trajectory of Katy Perry's entire adult life. A journey that has been defined by an unrelenting pursuit of emotional maturity, self-actualization, and personal empowerment in the face of constant public judgment. From her early, highly explosive marriage to Russell Brand, which famously dissolved under the intense pressure of her skyrocketing global fame during her iconic teenage dream era, to her complex, emotionally draining years of navigating an on-and-off relationship with John Mayer, Perry has lived out her deepest heartbreaks in the most public way possible. Each of these difficult personal chapters was heavily documented by the media and thoroughly processed through her own critically acclaimed songwriting, allowing her global audience to grow, heal, and mature alongside her as she searched for a lasting, stable connection. Her subsequent decade-long relationship with Orlando Bloom was widely seen by fans as her ultimate safe harbor. A beautiful and mature partnership that brought her the profound joy of motherhood and a sense of grounded domestic stability that she had long been searching for amidst the chaos of stadium tours and multi-platinum record releases. The fact that they were able to maintain that deep connection for nearly 10 years and continue to maintain a deeply respectful, loving co-parenting relationship for the sake of their daughter Daisy Dove after their split stands as a powerful testament to the incredible personal growth and emotional intelligence that Perry has developed over the course of her historic career. Therefore, Her playful yet undeniably definitive gesture on the Spanish festival stage represents far more than a simple jibe at her former fiancé or a sensational headline designed to generate social media metrics. It stands as a profound, joyous celebration of personal rebirth and forward momentum. By utilizing her massive global platform to openly celebrate her relationship with Justin Trudeau while actively turning the page on her past, Perry demonstrated to millions of onlookers that it is entirely possible to honor one's history without being permanently defined or restricted by it. The performance served as a beautiful, highly theatrical reminder that life is a series of ever-evolving chapters, and that true empowerment comes from the conscious choice to embrace the future with open arms, complete confidence, and a sense of lighthearted humor. As she walked off the stage in Santiago de Compostela under a brilliant shower of confetti and the thunderous applause of tens of thousands of adoring spectators, it was completely clear to everyone in attendance that Katy Perry is no longer just a pop star navigating the unpredictable currents of fame and romance. Instead, she has successfully transformed into the absolute author of her own incredible destiny, standing taller, wiser, and more blissfully happy than ever before as she continues her extraordinary journey on the global stage.